What's the sluttiest thing you've ever done? Oh god, this is a tie. Met a girl on Tinder that used to be a stripper and is a current cam girl. Thought she was joking and called her bluff asking to go to the club she used to work at. Went there and had free entry and drinks all night. Went back to my place. She stripped for me, had some 7/10 sex. Woke up the next morning and she asked if she could use my room to do a cam show. About halfway through her show she walks out and says one of my regulars noticed I was in a different room. I told him I was at a guy's house and he just paid me $100 for you to fuck me. I obliged and she gave me $50 of it. Second is there was a supervisor from work. We'll call her Amy. I thought was pretty cute but she turned down going out twice so I left it alone. Her friend, we'll call her Belle. An operational manager, step higher than a supervisor. Let me know Amy doesn't like going out with people from work but they go out for drinks all the time and Amy actually had interest in me. Belle and I set up a plan where her and Amy will go out for drinks. Belle will text me where they are, and I'll accidentally run into them. Fast forward to that night we are all hammered and get a lift back to my place. Belle passes out as soon as she gets to my place and Amy and I go at it. The next morning Amy wakes up and gets a lift to work. Belle wakes up shortly after, rolls into bed with me, and says do I get a reward for helping you out last night, and proceeds to suck the soul out of me. 5/7 night, probably wouldn't do it again though. Wow, at first I felt Belle was the ultimate wingman, but she became my role model in the end. I literally couldn't believe it when it happened. Was like a porn plot. I went to a Southern Baptist school growing up that was insanely strict and overbearing. You would be suspended for basic PDA like holding hands or hugging, and to make matters worse, teachers had eyes on the back of their heads. This made for some pretty rebellious times when a few of us devils would plan ahead to try sneak in a makeout session in the few places we knew we could get away with it. Now, our church chapel doubled as the school theater, and unless we were having mass or theater class, that chapel was locked down 24/7. We were having a dress rehearsal in theater class my senior year, when I was backstage and realized that someone had left the key in the back door exit behind the stage. There were 2 keys on the keychain and after trying both, I realized they were the same key for the same door. I quickly pocketed one off the keychain and no one was the wiser. This was the kind of good fortune my horny and sexually repressed teen self dreamt about. I had the hots for this girl and we had managed to sneak away several times, make out, and get our hands under each other's shirts a few times too. But nothing more because we were always so scared of getting caught and expelled. Her parents were hardcore Baptists, Dad was a pastor, and would never let her go anywhere on weekends, not even to sleep over at a friend's house. She would often slip me a folded note saying the dirty things she wanted to do. I want to feel you in my mouth, inside me. I want to know what your jizz tastes like, etc. We spent months just needing a place to do it. And finally, this key was my golden ticket to the fuck factory. The opportune day arrived when she told me in the hallway before first period, my sister has junior high choir today, so my mum is coming an hour late to pick us up. You need to get out of study hall last period and meet me behind the chapel. I made up an excuse to the dear old librarian, hall monitor, that I needed to do work in the computer lab since I was behind on a project. The kind Christian lady let me go easily. Bless her. I casually walked across the campus and made sure to not be spotted heading behind the chapel. Sure enough, she was there waiting for me and we snuck in and locked the door. We both lost our virginity that day inside that holy place, and for 30 minutes we quietly fucked our frustrations goodbye. We felt like normal, happy kids in each other's arms in that dim-lit church. I will never forget the sluttiest thing I have ever heard in all 32 years of my life as she whispered in my ear, "God's watching us. I want you to fuck the Jesus out of me." We never did get caught, and if there was a God watching, I'm pretty sure he's the one that left the key in the door for me that day. Thoughts and prayers, beautifully put. You all married? Sounds like a match made in heaven. Was at a bar when a girl sat next to me and asked if I wanted to make out. I said yes, partly helped by all the shots downed earlier. Ended up having a threesome with her and her ex in a bedroom upstairs. Only learned their names the day after. The guy ended up becoming my boss a few weeks later. This guy gal knows how to network. He was just the manager when I started and I was hired by a different guy. But it probably didn't hurt that everyone knew I got along with him. It's a bit odd knowing that my boss has seen my boobs. Haha, makes more sense. I read it as you being a dude. Everyone on Reddit is a dude until proven otherwise, hence why I mentioned the boobs. One time I was playing GTA Online as a female character and some dude came up to me asking if I wanted a good time. As any reasonable person would do, I said yes and got in his car. He made me crouch in front of him to blow him and he would air thrust in my direction, all the while messaging me oh yeah and you kinda thing. As terrible as it sounds, he would protect me from other players and would pull out his super nice brand new DLC cars for me to drive around in and he would carry me through missions for his money. I even would make him take me out to burger and taco places before he could have his way with me. 10/10 would do it again. Helped me pay for my first nice car. Edit, dude, a year later, thank you for the platinum. What? That's what I was thinking the whole time, but hey, free money is free money. One time a girl drove 2 hours to have sex with me. We had sex pretty much all day but my dad was about to be some so I was trying to get her to leave. Well, my dad arrives so I force her to go out the back. When she's walking to her car in front of my house my dad goes, look, cute girl, go get her number. Little did he know, he knew. Banged a dude in the parking lot of the school. Arrived to chemistry class with jizz in my eyebrow. Lol, did you discover the jizz, or did someone else? Friend asked what was in my eyebrow. You ... Donut glaze, eyebrow gel. My husband and I dated in high school and had sex in our parking lot after school before track. We almost got busted by a cop that knocked on the window. The child safety was in the back seat where I was sitting. Thankfully I was just putting my track clothes on at that point. We also did it behind a QFC a few times. The worst was skipping youth group and driving to a park and ride to have sex. Geislet moment. Got blown by 2 goth chicks in a graveyard. Edit, since I've had multiple requests for details I will give them to you puffs. The 90s goth scene had a girl-guy ratio of about 5 to 1. If you, as a guy, were willing to put on platform boots, makeup, and tease up the hair, you would have to try very hard not to get laid regularly. There just wasn't any competition. I had the added advantage of being singer, guitarist in a band that was fairly well known in my area. One night immediately after we finished our set, I was getting my gear picked up off the stage. I felt a hand running through my hair from behind me. I had waist-length black hair and it was a feature for a lot of goth girls who liked me. I turned around and a very pretty girl was standing there smiling at me. She said, "I love your band, I love your hair." I went home with her and proceeded to fuck her for the next few weeks. She wasn't really my type for relationship purposes. She was really into magic and spells and it was hard to keep a straight face when she was talking about it. But sex-wise things worked pretty well. One night, her stripper friend stayed at her house for whatever reason. We got a little drunk on screwdrivers. Her friend actually had fire tattooed between her thighs. I will refer to her as fire thighs, or FT from here. We were joking about her tattoos that they meant she had gonorrhea. At one point she actually pulled her panties down and showed me that she was very clean. The girl I was banging thought my dumbfounded reaction to her friend was hilarious. So we decided to sneak into a local cemetery that was a popular spot for college students to drink and hang out. You got a view of the whole city from a hill. It was nice. We were drinking and sitting in front of a mausoleum that we had dubbed the Vampire Castle because it was huge and kinda scary at night. My fuck buddy was being really silly and kept putting fire thighs FT, hand on my crotch. FT kept saying stop it but she was laughing too. At one point my friend was holding FT's hand on my dick and wouldn't let go, and FT just started rubbing. They were giggling about the fact that I was hard as a rock at this point. Next thing I knew, my dick was out and in their mouths. It was pretty good, not going to lie. My fuck buddy finished me off with her hand, but I got to come on FT's face, which was pretty cool. I think we planned to go home and fuck, but we had snorted clonopin at some point and we were way too tired. That was disappointing because I really wanted to fuck FT. A couple of weeks later I broke it off with my friend so I could date the singer of another local goth band, so I never got to do the full-on three-way with FT. That's my story. A little weird to type all that out, but fuck it. I'm pretty sure you get an achievement for that. Achievement unlocked, Night of the Giving Head.